Hey everybody, you know it, Jiggin Jerry here. Well, it is that time of year again. I am headed to Cherokee, North Carolina, to the Cherokee Indian Reservation, to camp at Yogi in the Smokies. Man, I love it out there this time of year. The mountains smell like potpourri, flowers all over the place in bloom, butterflies, wild animals, and a gorgeous river. Well, as you can tell, I am on my way. I see mountains in the distance. So, hey, keep watching and follow me into this year's new fishing adventure. Well, all right. As you can tell, I made it. I am here at Yogi in the Smokies. It was raining when I came in. I am checking out in their little bait freezer here to see how much bait they have available. I'm going to look around the ranger station, which is their convenience store, to see what odds and ends I could use or any memorabilia that I want to collect and grab for this year through their store. So I will check this all out and see what they had and what I need. And I plan on doing some fishing first thing in the morning, so I hope this weather clears up. So I'm going to finish up here, and we'll get started first thing in the morning. Feels like a good one if I play him right. Would have been long, I would have lost his big butt. Spinner. Oh, come here, big boy. You've been eating good. Hold on. Hold on, he's bugging out on me. Nice. Well, I am already out here having a great time at Jellystone Park Camp Resort. Yogi and the Smokies here on the Cherokee Indian Reservation in North Carolina. You know, this campground has everything you need. Supplies, the only thing they're missing is you. That's right. I'm telling you, they have people with smiling faces that greet you. They have a pool. They have a laundromat. They have fantastic cabins available for you if you want one. They have RV sites and tent sites. They have a pavilion. They have a playground for the kids. They have an arcade, and you can have fun giving that a whirl if you want to, like I did. And they have a ride that goes around where you and the kids can sit with Yogi Bear and greet the other campers. My favorite part, the river. I love the river, where you can fly fish or you can use a spinning rod, whichever you prefer, and catch some great fish, if you know how. Anyway, if you're interested in setting up your own camping adventure out here at Yogi and the Smokies, here is the information you need. And if you give it a try, you never know, you might end up falling in love with it, just like I did. Man, look at that river. You know, last night, a big old thunderstorm came in. It rained for a good few hours of the night, real heavy, right here on Yogi and the Smokies and on the other side of the mountain. And of course, I got up this morning and looked at that river, and it was a mess. So, you know what you do when a day you can't fish? You go out and you play. And there is a lot of things here in Cherokee that you can do and have a great time. And that's what I like about Yogi and the Smokies, is because I'm close enough to get to these places and just get out there and look at. That's why they call this the Smoky Mountains. So we are going past the school down here in downtown Cherokee, and we are going to head to the other side of the town to go to Sandland. That's right, it is opening day, and I am a big kid at heart. And look at this, beautiful. It's Christmas year-round. I tell you, it is an amazing little place. I had come here years ago, and I haven't been back in a long time because I usually come before they open. So this time, I made it. I'm here for opening day, and I'm going to get on this train like a big kid, and I'm going to go around their park. Well, look at that. It's a magic show over there. I wonder what's going on inside. You know, I had to go in and check it out. Big kid that I am. And there are kids in there with me, too. Hey, buddy. Man, look at all the animals. A little feeding park. Oh, there's a roller coaster. It's a small one. Look at it go. You know I'm going to have to give that a try. Fantastic. Look at all the little rides. Oh, man, I'm telling you. I'm going to take the kids out here. They'd have a blast. I'm getting dizzy. Everything's getting blurry. So many little buildings, so many things to choose from. I'll tell you, they really do a great job with all these little buildings and the little elf buildings and everything you can look in. And a little water house. You know, you can actually feed trout here. And there's a pond with paddle boats that you can feed koi. Look at this. I had to do it. You know that. I had to get on there and feed the koi. See that? Oh, fantastic. Well, it's time for me to get on this roller coaster. Just another reason why I love it out here in Cherokee.
Okay, as you can tell, I like to use a lot of different spinning rods out here on this river. I love using a fly rod too, and you see me use a fly rod here. The problem is a lot of this is very fast water through here, and it has very deep holes, but short distances and a lot of tree cover. So it makes it very difficult to use a fly rod correctly, in my opinion, because unless you can do short little drapes or roll casts, you just can't get into it. There's not a lot of standing pools, okay? So you can't get a nice slow dry fly going along the edge. It just ends up taking off, you know? You're casting up ahead, and it just ends up coming at you 100 miles an hour. But you do it, little pickoffs, little pools, if you can find them. And I like using a flicker. A lot of people have never heard of a flicker. But I'll show you what a flicker is.
Well, there goes Yogi Bear and the kids again while I'm fishing, and all of a sudden, bam, I am on.
Beauty. Come on, I'm gonna let you go. Another beauty, guys. Another flicker. Break the roof of the mouth. Beautiful fish. Beautiful fish.
Well, I'll tell you, after fishing all day, the least thing I wanted to do is head back to camp and cook. So, I've been going by this place, Native Brews Tap and Grill, all the time, and I haven't stopped in. And I went in there, and they had all these taps with all their own different beer. It was great. And they even had memorabilia that you could pick up from the restaurant during your visit, and cans of their own brew. I thought that was great. But my goal was to order me some food. So I did. I'll tell you, I ordered their meatloaf. It came with fresh string beans and mashed potatoes and got me a nice drink, and it was delicious. Anyway, right after that, I went fishing, and I found me a hole, and I just kept catching trout after trout after trout. Now, I showed you a lot of fight scenes and a lot of trout. I'm sure you don't want to see anymore. I went back to camp, and there were kayakers coming down through camp. The water was still rough, after the rain. And I'm not used to seeing this at camp, a bunch of kayakers coming through. And I'm glad I wasn't fishing any longer, because if I was, and, they came through my fishing lines right on top of me, I might have got a little upset. Don't interrupt my fishing. Anyway, yeah, but they looked like they were having a good time. Well, it's late, and the time has come that my last day. Looking here, Yogi and the Smokies, I'm going to miss you till next year. The sky is dimming. The fog is raising up on the mountains again. And, I can smell the dew on the air. And everybody's left camp. I mean, there's nobody there. Everybody's gone home. And I'm left. So I will sit here and I will make my last fire. And I will stare at this fire and stare at this fire until my eyes get droopy and I get tired and I fall asleep. So I can get up in the morning and head back to reality and head home. Well, that is it. I have packed up all my gear, put it in the car. I am giving the cabin my last one over, looking at it on the way out. Thinking, will I see you next year? It's rough that I have to do this once a year. I might have to come out again in the middle of the year. I don't know, middle of summer. It's hard to wait. It's hard to wait on this place. So beautiful. Beautiful campground. Great place to be. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the show, because I enjoyed making it. To all my fans out there, I just want to say thanks for watching. I appreciate you watching. For those of you watching the show for the first time, do not forget, there is a subscribe button. It only lets you know when I have more shows available. And don't forget to click that bell, because after that, it will notify you when I have new shows available. And like I always say, good luck out there and have fun fishing. I will catch you all next time.